All right, everybody. Daily Hawk Part 2 for today. I just posted Part 1 a few minutes ago. It is 6 p.m. on Monday, February 3rd. If you're watching this on TikTok, please click on the link in the link tree in my bio and go subscribe to my YouTube page. That is free. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my page. It is free. Please click like, leave a comment, yada, yada. So, over the weekend, I did a TikTok Saturday because we were reading about Trump and his little minions going into these different agencies and mucking everything up. And I was like, these kids that he's working with are not employees of the government. Neither is Elon Musk. I hope some reporter is finding out who these young people are who are doing this legwork for Elon Musk. And yesterday they were, the core group of 6 young men were identified. Akash Bobba, B-O-B-B-A, Luke Farritor, F-A-R-R-I-T-O-R, Ethan Chautran, S-H-A-O-T-R-A-N. Then we have Gautier Cole Killian, K-I-L-L-I-A-N, and Gavin Kliger, K-L-I-G-E-R. I saved the best for last. Edward Corristine, 19 years old, from Canada, whose nickname is Big Balls. That's who's doing all of this damage to the financial apparatus of the United States government. The oldest is 24. The youngest is 19. None of them look like they've ever been alone in the same room with a woman ever. And so they were identified, and somebody tweeted out their names. Their names and photos are on the website Daily Kos, K-O-S, in a couple of their articles. And when somebody tweeted out the list of their names, Elon Musk responded to that tweet by saying, "You have committed a crime." And actually, it's not a crime. Except for members of the CIA, federal employees are known to pretty much everybody, as they should be, because they are paid with our tax dollars. And so Elon Musk was cranky that these young men were identified. So he got in touch with the new acting U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, Ed Martin, who is an election denier and all-around whack job appointed by Donald Trump, who sent a very sternly worded letter to somebody saying that I recognize that some of the staff at Doge, the Department of Governmental Efficiency, have been identified and targeted publicly. At this time, I ask that you utilize me and my staff, he sent this to Elon, to assist in protecting Doge work and the Doge workers. Any threats, confrontations, or other actions in any way impact their work may break numerous laws. Let me assure you of this. We will pursue any and all legal action against anyone who impedes your work or threatens your people. So these guys have taken over the Office of Personnel Management. They've basically taken over the U.S. Treasury and the payment mechanisms within the U.S. Treasury. They've taken over U.S. aid. They've taken over a couple things. They've taken over databases with all known information of all 2 million federal employees. It's probably more than that, actually, if you count the DOD. They're kids. I mean, they're over the age of 18, but you look at photos of these guys, man, and it's insane. So now the U.S. attorney, the acting U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, this is so fucking far outside the bounds of normal. It is just, I don't have the proper vocabulary. It's insane. This has never happened before in the United States of America, ever. And it's happening at the same time that the President of the United States has personally seized control of federal law enforcement and the Department of Justice to use for his own personal ends. Anyway, this is so incredibly dangerous. Elon Musk is effectively he's effectively engaging in a coup against the United States government. with the approval of the President of the United States and elected Republicans in the House and the Senate. Nobody is pushing back against this. Chuck Schumer is writing letters. Hakeem Jeffries put out a 10-point plan to resist Donald Trump. I covered that in the first episode of Daily Hawk Today. So they're doing things. The Democrats are doing things. They're doing jack shit. They're literally doing nothing. They're writing stuff down and going, look, look, look. That's what they're doing. Canada, Mexico, tariffs, they've been resolved. Trump got rolled. But Ontario Premier Doug Ford announced that American businesses would be barred from contracts within the province and that he's ripping up a $100 million contract with Elon Musk's Starlink. That guy's doing more than Democrats in the House and the Senate. And he's Canadian. Trump, God bless him, he had some press event in the Oval Office today, and he admitted that Elon Musk has access to federal payment system and is firing people who are no good. He called him Leon Musk. Leon Musk. And somehow Leon Musk has the power to fire people in the executive branch? He's never been elected to anything. He's never been appointed to anything. He's never been nominated to anything. He's not Senate confirmed to anything. He's not a government employee. By what authority does he have the right to fire federal employees? None. And they're all, hopefully, all of them, a lot of them are going to be filing lawsuits very soon. Because this is some serious bullshit. Trump says Elon, or Leon, has good natural instincts. I'm guessing that's the ketamine, but what do I know? Trump's meme coin generated $100 million in trading fees to process transactions for his half-smart Gomer MAGA chud base buying his meme crypto coin and then, lost all their money. Trump is creating a sovereign wealth fund. Hey, do you know who else has a sovereign wealth fund? Saudi Arabia. He wants to create a sovereign wealth fund, which is usually created if a government has excess money. But now that Trump's back in office, he added $8 trillion to the national debt during his first term. I can't wait to see what he does with the national debt in his second term, but we don't have a surplus. But he wants to set up a sovereign wealth fund so that the United States government can buy TikTok and just complete that process of turning it into state media. Donald Trump is sowing the seeds of an anti-American alliance. He is engaging in and threatening to engage in trade wars with all of our allies. Mexico, Canada, the EU. Those are allies. Ukraine is an ally. Not for long, I guess. Jesus. Donald Trump is currently weighing a plan to completely dismantle the education department. I mean, sure, why not? But that's something that his voters would feel pretty quickly. Because a lot of his voters, even in red states, have kids that go to public schools that are at least in part funded by the United States government, and they all have programs for kids, special needs kids, special ed, all kinds of programs that are funded explicitly with federal tax dollars. And those people voted to have the Department of Education completely dismantled and done away with, and their kids are the ones who are going to pay the price for that. These fucking people. I will treat Trump voters the way they deserve to be treated for the rest of my time on this planet, which is to say extremely poorly. The GOP, yeah, I already talked about that. House Republicans and senators, as you can hear, I got the dogs back. Tanner! And of course, he can't hear me because he's deaf. So he's barking at something. He doesn't know what he's barking at because it's dark outside and the blinds are pulled. He's barking at something. He didn't hear anything outside because he's deaf. He's just barking. And he can't hear when I call his name and say, Tanner, stop barking, because he's deaf. Tanner! All right, he got tired. Okay, back to it. Europe struggles with the cruel paradox of U.S. tariff threats. This is from the AP. And, well, about other things, about Ukraine as well. After 3 years spent trying to deter Russia from destroying Ukraine, European leaders grappled on Monday with possible responses to a major ally who appears determined to start a trade war or perhaps even seize part of their territory, Greenland. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, God, I thought it was going to be Donald something else, said that it would be a cruel paradox if during the time of this direct Russian threat and Chinese expansion, the EU and the United States might end up in a trade war, in a conflict among allies. Wow, man. So let's close this Daily Hawk with something fun. In the fuck all y'all, I got to get my bag department, Joe Biden has signed with a Hollywood talent agency. Just weeks after leaving office, Joe Biden is laying the groundwork for his post-presidential era in Hollywood. One of the entertainment industry's biggest talent firms, CAA, Creative Artists Agency, which represents actors including Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts, said on Monday that it had signed Joe Biden to its roster of talent. I wonder what kinds of things they're going to cast him in. What kind of parts they will cast Joe Biden in. Everything is completely normal. This is totally fine. Nothing to see here. Everything is great. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your week. We're all going to die. Thank you.